Welcome to JK Adven Monday Night Live. Please welcome your host, Kenny. Welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody's Monday night is going super well. Ours is going pretty well. You know, we've had a pretty busy time as we started coming out here. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from some of you guys as far as some of your adventures and stuff. So, if you guys have not heard, we do have the Kenny at a JK Adven email. If you're curious about that, you will put that down in the description so that you guys got that. But yeah, we look forward to hearing from you guys as far as what we can talk about on the show, what you guys want to hear about. We pretty much do everything RV living, overlanding, motorcycles. Haven't done a lot of overlanding lately just because I used to do it all the time, but I've kind of been dabbling in the RV life now, and we've been traveling full time in it. We're actually out here in Las Vegas. I'm sorry, Salt Lake City, for another round where we're working out here with one of our facilities and going from there. So, welcome. And this week we're going to talk a little bit about something that happened on the way out here. I didn't hit it up last Mondays, just because I was in the process of traveling, getting everything situated once we got into the facility. But now that we're situated, we got everything all taken care of, and we're going to continue this show on. If you guys don't know, in a few weeks, we're going to be heading over to Sturgis. So if you guys are into the motorcycle culture, make sure you guys go hit us up over there. We're going to be staying over at the Steel Pony. And then we're going to be doing all sorts of different rides with some of the other YouTubers and other groups out there. We're going to be hitting up Devil's Tower and Needles Highway and some other ones. Of course, the national parks like Mount Rushmore and some other stuff we're going to be hitting up. But yeah, so this week we're going to talk about what happened. So as we came out to Salt Lake City this last time, I came solo. My wife is staying at home. We got her a rental, and the kids and the dogs are all staying there back in Alabama, Florida area. So they're kind of situated there right now. So on the way out here, because I was by myself, I was driving and it was getting late one night where I was pulling in. Typically, when we go traveling, I stop at Love's truck stops and I usually can back the vehicle into one of the spots. If I get there early enough, I knew better. It was about 9:30 or so that I pulled off to stop for that night. And I knew better by 6, 7 o'clock. If you ain't in one of those parking spots, you ain't getting one. So you might as well just find a rest stop, or find a different area that you can park and sleep for the night. But I decided to still try it. It's one that we typically stopped at on the way out here and the way back. It's one of the I typically like stopping at Love's just because we spend a lot of money with Love's as far as when we fuel up with the RV. The company I work for spends a lot of money with Love's too, so it's kind of why we like that the hospitality that they have as far as being able to put an RV there. If you want to go to like an RV site, they do have hookups and stuff that you can actually park your RV at. I was not there. I was actually staying in the back truck area, and we were boondocking for the night. Well, I was boondocking for the night, and in the process of turning around in that parking lot, we have that 24-foot Vino's trailer hooked up to the back of it. I turned it a little too tight and I hit the back corner. And when I was doing that, I had kind of got stuck between one semi in the back and then one semi in the front. So I kind of had to wiggle my way back and forth. In the process of me trying to get out of it, I damaged the RV and the trailer. So we're going to show you some of this, and this is it here. So as you can see, as I was turning the corner, trying to get out of the situation, we've got some video feed up on the shorts that we put out there. Yes, I was very upset when it happened. I was probably more pissed off than I could ever imagine. But you know something, as I was driving out here and doing that, you're gonna run into accidents. That's all part of RVing, all part of traveling, all part of everything. You're going to run into issues, whether it's a collision, whether it's an accident with something else. It could be a blowout. It could be engine problems. It could be AC unit issues, which we'll talk a little bit about that here in a little bit because one of our air conditioners, the motor locked up, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit as far as the venture that we've had to take to go try to find that. But as you can see here, you can't see my mouse where I'm kind of drawing it up. I got a little cool thing up. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, we're gonna delete that one. Okay, cool. And remove that and cancel that. Okay, yep. There we go. Screwed that all up. So like I said, I'm still playing with the software. Most of the stuff doesn't work until you get inside of the actual live and you start playing with it. So it's always good to try to do your best to learn it the best you can offline, but doing the best we got. But and let me throw that back up there. And as you guys can see here, it basically took the two pieces that the fiberglass was bonded to and this piece of trim and it broke it apart. And I got another better view. Let's see if I can pull that one up real quick. And in the meantime, pulling that up, you have to understand that this stuff's going to happen. And if you just kick yourself, be all mad about it, it's always going to be an issue. You're just going to run into all sorts of issues and just not get over it, and just it could ruin your whole trip or your event. Nothing I can really do to it now besides get it repaired, and that's what we're doing. We've got the insurance adjuster and insurance claim guy that's going to be coming out and taking a look at it, so we can get a quote to get it repaired. So here's the backside. You'll see up here on the top part of the decal, I hit the corner a little bit, busted out the tail light. And this here was one of the areas we stayed at. This was right outside the parking lot where another truck was right behind us. You saw from the other photo. This one here. And we'll pull that one up. Bear with me. Like I said, I'm still learning. But yep, here we go. You can have multiples up at the same time. Learn something new today. You'll see another truck was parked back here, and when we got done, behind the trailer, there was probably about 5 or 6 by that next morning parked behind us. So a pretty regularly used area for truck drivers. So yeah, showed it to the wife, and it was yeah. All I can say is, whoops, and yep, I can't do anything about it now. I got to go get it fixed, and we got to go start going down that path to get it done right and get the trailer all fixed up and everything, and it creased it a little bit on the front. But that's something that you want to look into. You want to look into how you're driving, what you're doing with it, where you're going to be turning into it. Tight areas like that, it can make a big difference. So make sure you guys are paying attention to that kind of stuff. If you're not, something like this can happen, and that's unfortunate because the coach is in really good shape now besides that. So once we get that all repaired, then she'll be back to normal and we'll be good to go. But for the most part, she's been a good coach. We love her to death. We love the lifestyle so far. The ability for us to be able to go travel, take our stuff with us, that's very appealing to us. So as we start going through some of that stuff, I think it's good to try to share these stories with people, because a lot of people are like, they see it on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and oh, it's so great as you're going to go travel to the United States and nothing ever is going to happen. That is not true. This here is something that happened. This is not just one thing that can happen, but also on our trip out here, my back air conditioner, because this is a 2000, so it's 24 years old, the motor locked up on it. My back air conditioner is not working anymore. It does fire up. It tries to fire up, but the motor's locked up. All you hear is humming. Now, as I started going through that kind of stuff, this is what's called a Dometic Penguin 2, Penguin 1 or Penguin 2 air conditioner, and they don't make parts for it too much anymore. So we had to go find the part number for it without having to replace the whole unit, which, again, that's something you really want to look into. How old is some of the equipment on your rig? Are you going to be able to get the parts for it as you start going through there? I have a feeling we're going to run into all sorts of issues as we start to get the back work done, but it's typically just fiberglass and paint. This isn't a Monaco specific or anything like that. So yeah, I think as we start moving forward on some of this stuff, I really want to share this stuff with you guys, and we're going to be transparent with it, because that's what people need to know when they get into this lifestyle. It's not, like I said, just about the glamour of it, just jumping in your RV and going somewhere. You got all sorts of issues you can run into. Like the first time coming back from Salt Lake City, when we're heading back, we had a blowout on our tire on a trailer. This is a brand new 2024 trailer. Partially why I was really upset about me hitting it when I was trying to get out of that area and damaging the trailer as well as the RV. So it's a brand new trailer we bought last year, and during that time, we haven't really put no miles on the tires. The first time we really took it out was when we went up to Tennessee. That was about 1,500 miles round trip. Took it out to Salt Lake City the first time we were out there, and that was about a good 4,000 miles that we put on her. But we didn't even make it all the way back. We got right around New Mexico, Texas border on 87, and the tire blew out because we picked up a screw and we tried patching it up, didn't work, wasn't holding up. We did pick up a spare. So if you guys are looking for a tip on that, if you guys are pulling a trailer or anything like that, make sure you have a spare. Now it's going to be a little bit harder on the rig. Like what we got these 275 or 295s. 22-inch tires, which it's the same as semi tires. We don't have the equipment to be able to pull that off. That's why we use AAA. That's why we have the RV Plus package, so that they can come out, they can change the tire, they can tow us, they can jump us, all sorts of little different things. And there's probably other programs out there like the Good Sam and some other stuff that you can purchase to get that kind of stuff. That's funny. So Jess just shared this on YouTube, and she's like got the hiding face, like, oh my gosh, like I guarantee you she's like thinking, oh man, like what the heck. And so yeah, she's been giving me crap about it, and all we really can do about it is laugh now. So but anyways, let's get back to it. So if you guys don't have a spare for your trailer, if you guys are pulling a trailer or even a car, make sure you have some sort of spare with you, because in the event something happens, you need to be able to pull that off. Now for us, what we did was we changed the tire, got it back on the road, started heading to Amarillo. As we got to Amarillo, we found a discount tire. I had Jessica source that out as far as where there was a discount tire open a little bit later on I think it was a Saturday. And they were open till luckily 6. We found a tire that was the right one. Now they had the E-rated and the D-rated. I believe these originally came with E-rated, but we upgraded to the D-rated for more heavy-duty tire. I think it's from an 8-ply to a 10-ply tire. It's a little bit more heavy-duty, more for over the road if you're going to be doing that kind of stuff, which leads into just kind of upgrading your gear as you start going along. I'm not going to go change all my tires to D-rated ones right now. Makes no sense. I'm going to put some miles on them. As they either blow out or they wear out, I'll change them out to D-rated ones so that we got those. So, but we were able to find that. We were able to take the tire that blew out, put a new tire onto it, and now we have a spare again, ready to rock and roll in the event we need to change it out. I do need to change the tire out or change the wheel out for it, because right now I'm rocking a white wheel on a gray trailer with gray wheels. So it kind of looks goofy. We're going to swap that out, but at least it's working, doing what it needs to. Then we have the spare tire. So that leads to the whole AC. When we looked for the parts for that, we were struggling with that kind of stuff. And luckily, after a little bit, I called the Dometic dealer that's here in Salt Lake City up north, and he was able to look it up by the serial number. He was able to pull up the actual part number of it, and they found a cross reference as far as what they had. Now, we did order it. That was like last Tuesday we ordered it, and it's still not here. It was supposed to be here Friday. And I think what happened was this whole thing that happened on Friday with the CrowdStrike and the Microsoft. There was a lot of computers affected by that. Airlines mainly, but there was other ones like FedEx. It was coming FedEx, and it's been chilling somewhere in New Mexico for 3 days according to their system. So my guess is their systems, they're still trying to recover from whatever happened on their system, to be able to update tracking and packages and all that other stuff. So FedEx, UPS, USPS, all those companies were affected by this if they're running CrowdStrike with Windows. And from what I was reading, not everybody that was running that was affected, only certain people, but a majority of them were affected from whatever code Microsoft had in there that they had to go correct and roll out, which it's unfortunate. That shows you can cripple the society pretty quick when you don't have transportation for an airport. Rental car places were affected, so you guys got to think about that kind of stuff too. What are rental car places using for software and all that kind of stuff? If they ever went down, how are you going to transport? So that's just kind of leads into my whole thing on why I like traveling by car and having your own travel plans as far as what you need to do. Because in the event you get stuck somewhere, you're stuck there, unless you have some sort of backup plan. So yeah, banks were also affected too. So you got to think about that as far as pulling money out. Make sure you always carry cash. We always have some sort of cash with us when we travel, and try to make sure that we don't have nothing with us when we're traveling. So yeah, I think my wife's having a little bit too much fun today. She's bouncing between YouTube and Facebook, giving me all sorts of different emojis, laughing and whatnot. So I do appreciate the interaction from her. I want some interaction from you guys too. So help me out here. Throw some interaction out here. Leave some comments, questions. We're always here to do this kind of stuff. We want to talk about everything RVing, motorcycle, all that kind of stuff. Now, we are heading to Sturgis for about a week, and we're going to be there hanging out. My brother's actually going to be meeting me there, and we've set it up so that we're going to be staying at the Steel Pony Campground, which is actually part of the Iron Horse Campground, which is a really famous one that's got music, all sorts of stuff, and we get like part of the package that I paid for the RV and the trailer to be there. And my brother's going to be staying there, as he's going to be paying for that for his section of it. Um, we will have the ability to go to the Iron Horse whenever we want. We get a free bracelet that says we can go there. We can get bus there, so we can leave our bikes there. Just take the bus over there. If we decide to have a few drinks or anything and have a good time, just check out the shows that are going on, and we can just get bussed right back to the Steel Pony and crash for the night. We're boondocking for the week. I've got the rig set up pretty good for boondocking. I do want to do some upgrades to it, where eventually get some solar and some batteries and some other stuff, and do some of that upgrade later on. But that's way down the road right now. We're more focused on trying to take care of some work stuff, trying to take care of some personal stuff, and then once we get back, and we're going to start doing some more upgrades to the RV. As far as finishing up some painting and some other stuff, and some touch-up stuff that we want to do and get finished up, because on the front there, we still got some cabinets to finish up that we've been dragging our feet on, because I'm telling you right now, I could do a lot of stuff. I can work on cars. I can change all sorts of stuff. You stick a paintbrush in my hand, I hate it. It's just tedious work, and I hate paintbrushing. I hate sitting there just painting. It's boring to me, and it just gets my OCD and my anxiety going, as far as it's taking so long to get it done, and sometimes I get overwhelmed with it. So that's kind of why I just stay away from it. Of course, my wife's always going to be the biggest fan, so we'll keep sharing the comments as she's bringing them in. But let's hear from you guys too. So let's see what you guys got to hear to see what you guys got to say. So yeah, but we'll be in Sturgis for about a week. We're going to be hitting up. I've never been to Devil's Tower. I've been there multiple times. And a lot of people say, why do you go to Sturgis over Daytona? Well, we did Daytona for the first time this year. It was okay. Daytona was one of those things where it's more of a party rally. They're all party rallies, but that rally doesn't have a lot of riding available. And that's what we're about. We're about going out and seeing the scenery, and going out and seeing the country of where that rally's at. There's all sorts of other ones I've been seeing pop up. There's one down in Dallas, Houston, California, Arizona. We got Myrtle Beach. We got all sorts of different ones coming up. So as you can see, we're getting ready. We got Daytona's Bike Week shirt on, just getting prepped up for it. We're just getting some content and everything else going for it, and going from there. But I like Sturgis the most because the ride. When you're up in the Black Hills, you have some of the most amazing scenery in the whole country. You have the forest, you have not the forest, the woods, you have the trees, you have the national parks, you got all sorts of different things that you can do and see around there. And with Mount Rushmore, we've been there a couple times. It's pretty amazing. The movies make it look way bigger than what it really is. It is big, don't get me wrong, but when you first see it, it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of small compared to what the movies and everybody else kind of plays it out to be. Which that again, just it's all according to perspective as far as how they lay it out on the film and whatnot. But yeah, we got Mount Rushmore. We got Devil's Tower. That's going to be going a good one. We got Needles Highway. We're going to hit up, which is one of those ones, famous ones where it cuts through the rock, and as you're coming through, you can see Mount Rushmore in the back. And so, yeah, we got that. We got Deadwood. If you guys aren't familiar with Deadwood and Sturgis, as far as some of the ride stuff, that was an old mining town that they had back in the day, and I think they even made a TV series. I never watched it. My parents did, but it was a series and stuff that they put on TV as far as like the old West. That's kind of why I think I like Utah so much. Is it's technically kind of the old West. You look at some of the ways some of these mining towns. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you go check it out. I can't put it up here yet, but I will put it up there as soon as I post the video to YouTube. But we went to Ophir, Utah, and that place is actually one of the mining towns around here that they set up. Back in the day, they talked to some Indians, and they found out they were mining silver ore and copper ore and some other stuff there. And like the brute forces we are, we just took the land from them, and we started setting up shop there, and basically started mining all the ore that we could out of there, as far as the precious metals and everything that we did pull out of there. So yeah, the amazing history on it. We did go check that out. Really cool to see some of the old architecture stuff, as far as like the train of the little rail track that they brought the ore out to go mine. Some of the washboard stuff coming off the side of the mountain and all that kind of stuff. Dead zone for cellular. So if you guys do go up there, just beware. You won't have any type of service, which was kind of nice because then nobody really can call you or anything. You get some peace of quiet if you were looking for that. Drops about, I think it goes up about 4,000 or 5,000 feet elevation, which cools down a little bit up there, which is actually kind of nice too. And then, of course, you got all the lizards, which Seth and Jessica was really enjoying because they kept looking at all the lizards, but there were a lot of lizards around there. And they were just like, it was cool to see them. But what's really cool is some of the original structures that they left there, like the old city hall and some of the houses and stuff they relocated to certain areas that people lived in. So if you guys are not familiar with that kind of stuff, you definitely want to go check that kind of stuff out. And like my wife said, it was a great time. That was a highlight of what we did. We enjoy going and seeing that kind of stuff and going exploring, which comes to my next thing. If you guys haven't checked it out, I haven't dropped it. Sorry, if you haven't checked it out and know about it yet, I have a video that's going to be coming out of me riding up to Garden City, and Garden City's up by Idaho. And that is going to be one of our tracks. We're going to head up there. We headed up there, checked it out. It was really nice. It was up by Logan, Utah, and just amazing. It was about 7,500 feet that you're up in the elevation. It got way cooler up there. It's been about 90 to 100 degrees with about, 10 to 15% humidity. So very low humidity, but it's a dry heat. Not really too bad. I'm coming from Florida, Alabama area where we're like 60 to 70% humidity with 87 degrees, and it feels like 110. So humidity is definitely a thing I'm not a fan of, but yeah, I think this is going to be a really good video. You guys are going to enjoy. We went through, I think it's called Logan's Canyon, and it was super cool, super amazing. So we got that coming out. It probably won't drop for another week or so. We got some other stuff that we're planning. Like some stuff locally here in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, to be specific. And because you guys know I'm a movie buff, you guys are definitely going to want to check this out for Thursday. So we've been going through some areas, and we've been finding old movie locations as far as where people have filmed stuff. And you will be surprised at what we found right here in Salt Lake City that you wouldn't have ever thought was filmed. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Check it out. And yeah, not sure what else we can talk about. It's been a great time, and working hard and doing what we need to, and we're going to continue to bring back some of this stuff and bring back all sorts of different scenery and everything. Like my wife said, is super pretty scenery. She's like bouncing between them. She's like busy. She must have one on her iPad and one on her phone or something. I don't know. She probably got a pretty bad echo between the two trying to listen to me on this, but yeah, what we're doing is look for engagement. We have some more engagement on some of the videos that we've been having. So if you guys have not engaged on this, make sure you guys do. If you guys find a better time that you want us to do a live for you guys, let us know. We just shot a dart at the wall and said, we're going to do a live at this time. We're going to try it out, see how well it works, and go from there. nobody's really communicated as far as that don't work. I've heard some people like that time. Some people um, really haven't really talked about it being a bad time. So I'm assuming it's a good time. So let me know. Like I want to know. I want you guys to communicate. And if you guys have stories, make sure you guys hit us up at Kenny at JKAdven.com. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start posting out some videos and some other stuff. So you guys can post videos to us. You guys can share some of your details. If you guys want to come live with us, we'll get you guys set up on a link and everything to our SteamYard account so that you guys can actually join to the studio, talk about your guys' adventure, whether it's motorcycle overlanding, RVing, whatever it is. Uh, so yeah, like hit us up. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear about other issues other people are having because that's the way people want to see it. They don't want to see it as okay, cool. You get to go see Yellowstone because that's my goal. Is on the way home, I plan on hitting up Yellowstone for a night for a day, go ride Yellowstone and everything else, and then come back down. I didn't realize I was only 4 hours from Yellowstone, so that's gonna be perfect for me to go from Sturgis to Yellowstone back down to Salt Lake City. So that's the goal. Is that's why I take this time of year to take some time off. We love Sturgis, and like I said, the reason we like that so much is because of the Black Hills. There's so much to see. We've been there, I don't know, 3 or 4. I think this will be my 5th time, and we still haven't seen everything that South Dakota has to offer. Never rid through the Badlands, so we are going to be doing that. My brother and I were talking about going through Idaho. We were talked about going through Wyoming and Montana to try to at least say that we covered some of those states and go from there. I'll be able to cover them in the RV, but I want to be able to actually say I rode them. So, yeah, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this episode. We're coming up on a 30-minute mark. If you guys are liking the show and liking the channel and everything, make sure you guys give us a thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed, shame on you. Subscribe. Let's hit it up. Let's hear about you guys' stories. And we will see you guys on the next one. And that should be here hopefully Thursday, where we're going to talk about movie locations. And that's going to be really cool because we're going to go hit them up on our bike. And we're going to show you guys also really all sorts of really cool things as far as what it has to offer. Now, one, we won't be able to show you guys because it's not till this Saturday. We got an appointment to go out to, but it's someplace I've really wanted to go for a while. And because I'm only literally 90 minutes from it, I'm going to go hit it up. And if you guys don't know it yet, stay tuned. You guys will find out. It's going to be a great time. See you guys on the next one. Peace.